Now, Greg Abbott. It's Friday night in Texas. And the man the Republican Party hopes will be the state's next governor is, like many Texans, getting ready for the game.
Doing fine. Good to see you.
You too.
You got your whole family out here?
I sure do.
Where are they at?
Ben's right here. Here's Ben right there.
There he is.
Come say hi.
It's a brief break from the busy campaign that began on a hot July afternoon in San Antonio.
Greg Abbott's family grew, so did his career.
The chosen date for the official kickoff, July 14th, 2013, marked exactly 29 years since the day Abbott's life changed forever.
On a steamy summer day, almost identical to this, I went out for a jog.
Born in Wichita Falls and raised in Longview and later Duncanville, Abbott played football and baseball when he was young. He would excel on the track and finish his senior season nearly undefeated. While studying as an undergraduate at the University of Texas, he met his wife, Cecilia, the product of Irish and Hispanic parents living in San Antonio. They married in 1982, but in the summer of 1984, at the age of 26, came disaster.
I had just graduated from law school. I moved with my wife of only 2 years at the time to Houston, Texas to take a job and pursue our dreams. I was out jogging one day when a big, huge oak tree crashed down on my back, fractured my vertebrae and my spinal cord, leaving me immediately and permanently paralyzed, and I would never walk again.
In the painful surgeries that followed, doctors inserted steel rods in Abbott's back. Through the long recovery, Cecilia never left his side.
My wife was a great support team all by herself. Then her family and her friends and the whole community coming together, and of course faith in God. And I realized what a lot of Texans realize, and that is we're challenged from time to time, but we all have that ability to work together as a team and rise above those challenges.
Abbott soon went back to work. He sued the homeowner and tree care company, winning a settlement worth close to $10 million. Abbott would later champion tort reform, making high-dollar awards more difficult, but has argued changes in the law wouldn't have affected cases like his. The political bug would finally bite in the early 1990s.
When I was a lawyer practicing law in Houston, I went before the courts and was dissatisfied with the way that judges were dispensing justice. I knew that I could do a better job. I knew that a better job was needed. And so I was inspired to go do a better job and ran for office myself and got elected to be a judge, and the rest is history.
His rise would be quick. Governor George W. Bush appointed Abbott to the Texas Supreme Court in 1995. The next major milestone in his life would happen 2 years later with the adoption of his only child, Audrey.
When she was just a child, I had a greater appreciation for the challenges that parents go through in raising children. As she became a teen, I saw the challenges that teens have in dealing with threats and dangers in the world. And so a lot of what I've actually done, both as Attorney General and now preparing to be governor, looks through the eyes of our youth and looks toward keeping them safe, but also paving a pathway for a brighter future for them. I'd say what looks pretty good, dangerously good, are those desserts over there.
Oh, I know. Are you going to get some?
No.
Oh.
Daughter introduced father at his campaign announcement in July 2013.
He dresses up on Halloween in some outrageous outfits, like an army tank or a grocery cart. He takes me hunting, takes me to movies, and went to countless concerts together. I love my dad, but maybe more importantly, I admire him.
Elected Attorney General in 2002, Abbott's defining victory would come in 2005, successfully defending a monument of the Ten Commandments on the grounds of the Texas Capitol before the U.S. Supreme Court.
It is an historical recognition of the role that these commandments have played in the development of our laws.
Now the longest-serving Attorney General in Texas history, almost 12 years. Abbott has filed dozens of lawsuits against the federal government, challenging everything from the president's health care law to the Voting Rights Act.
We believe that the rise of the connection between the Hispanic community and the Republican Party in the state of Texas is directly at salt.
Through it all, Abbott has not been slowed down by the accident that nearly took his life.
For one, being in a wheelchair gives me an appreciation of the challenges that other people face. And it gives me empathy and understanding, and the need to ensure that we have an environment where everyone has opportunity, everyone has a chance. But also it's the kind of thing that allows me to be a role model for others. I can't tell you the number of people who just on the campaign have come up to me and said that they are inspired and they work harder in life because they know that if they see me working as hard as I do, traveling as much as I do, doing all that I do, in a wheelchair, they know that they need to get up and work harder and be stronger themselves every single day.
You know, too often you hear politicians get up and talk about having a spine of steel. I actually have one, and I will use my steel spine to fight for you and for Texas families every single day.
Like the players on the field, Abbott has no shortage of targets he hopes to tackle if elected governor.
We face several battles. One battle we face is continuing to fight back against an overreaching federal government that's sapping too much of our money, too much of our inspiration, aspiration, and freedom. Another battle that we face going forward is making sure that we create better schools for kids like we have right here tonight. We want to make sure Texas continues to lead the way in creating jobs. Oftentimes, the first step to do that is to step through a schoolhouse door.
Surrounded by family and friends, we asked Abbott whether there was a parallel between his life and the Friday night field of battle.
The way the eventual ending score will be determined is by those that overcome the challenges they face and define the outcome of that game. Same has been true in my life. I faced challenges that literally knocked me down, but I got right back up, kept on going, and my life will be defined by the way that I've risen above these challenges.
And he says the race for governor is much the same.
What you do in a campaign is the same thing that teams are supposed to do in a football game. You play every play hard. You work to gain first downs, and you don't look at the score until the final whistle is blown.